So now let's start with our lecture series. So the next topic, so basically which is the apparent power and the power factor. So from our previous lecture, so we have derived the average power. So then we related the phasor relationship for that average power. So now in our topic, now we will be seeing on apparent power and more important topic, which is basically the power factor. So the apparent power, so generally let's start with our average power. So this is the equation which we have studied in the previous lecture. So where P is nothing but the average power. So the average power can also be treated as the real power. So the other form of average power we generally call it as the real power. Okay. So this P, so you can represent, since I am mentioning that this is real power, so the average power is generally mentioned in terms of RMS voltage and as well as RMS current. Okay, so here I have represented in terms of RMS. So where I am just going to bifurcate into two parts. So one with related to the power, the another which is related to the power factor. Okay, there are two things which should be noted. So the one which is on the left hand side is generally called as the average power or the real power, and it is the combination of two things. One is S and another is power factor. So what is S? S is generally it is called as apparent power. So the RMS of voltage and current is said to be apparent power, and generally it is measured in terms of volt amperes. So your real power is measured in terms of watts and your apparent power is measured in terms of VA, volt ampere. Okay, so because since we are giving many names for the same power, we are designating into many categories of measurements. So whenever I am representing watts, whenever we are calculating it, whenever we are doing problem and we are calculating the average power, we will be mentioning its measurement in terms of watts. It means we are going to calculate the real power. So whenever I am mentioning in terms of VA, it means I am going to calculate the apparent power. And there is one more part basically that we will be talking in the next class. So basically the complex power and as well as the reactive power. So all those things we will be seeing in the next lecture. So in this lecture we are more into apparent power and as well as the power factor. So as I said, the average power is measured from the RMS power, and the RMS power is nothing but the apparent power. And the one which is coming in the second half is nothing but your power factor. So which is very important, and the angle which is represented for the cosine form is generally called as power factor angle. So by simple definition you can just say the apparent power is the product of your RMS voltage and your RMS current is nothing but the apparent power. And the power factor is nothing but the ratio of P by S, where P stands for your average power or real power and S stands for your apparent power. So the ratio of average power to the apparent power is generally called as the power factor. So which is mentioned by cos theta B minus theta I. Okay. Okay. So if suppose, let's say you have an impedance, so at your load side, let's say you have an impedance Z, and you are connecting V of t, which is voltage across this particular impedance. You are going to measure what is the voltage across this impedance, and the current I of t flowing through this impedance. So we can represent, so whenever you are mentioning this, you can represent that in terms of V of t and I of t with help of this equation which we have seen already. So V of t is nothing but Vm cross omega t plus theta V, and I of t is nothing but Im cos omega t plus theta I, where theta v and theta I nothing but the phase angle of your voltage and as well as the phase angle of your current. So similarly you can represent the same time dependent form into time independent form. So wherever when you are going for time independent form, we will be measuring in terms of phasors. Okay, so V phasor is given by Vm theta V and I phasor is given as Im theta I. Im theta I. Okay. So at your load impedance, so whenever we measure Z, we know we have to calculate V of t and I of t in terms of the impedance in terms of your time independent form. Then we will be calculating for V phasor and I phasor. So I have mentioned that over here where we know what is your V phasor and what is your I phasor, and from which you can say you could able to calculate this particular difference, basically theta V minus theta I. So here whenever you just relate the angle, so the power factor angle and as well as the angle of your load impedance, so both angle measures the differences. So that differences is generally brought in the concept of impedance triangle, which we will be discussing in later class whenever we are studying related to the power triangle. We will also be introducing to the topic of impedance triangle. So generally when we say this particular factor, your power factor angle generally goes between the value of 0 and 1. So it means the power factor can't go less than 0 and it can't exit more than 1. So that reason we have already studied. So just consider we are going to deal with only 3 different loads. One is resistive load, the inductive load and the capacitive load. So whenever we say the resistive load, your angle theta V and your theta I both will be same, because you know whenever you relate your phasor diagram, you mention your Vm, that is basically the V phasor, the magnitude of I phasor, that is basically the I phasor. Both are actually, whenever you compute, the angle is actually in phase. So hence you compute that the power factor is equal to 1. It means, so whenever you say power factor is equal to 1, it means the power which is consumed by the load is maximum utilized. So there is no loss. So that if the utilization of power is actually good and the performance of the power is actually good. So whenever you have this particular one, it means the power is being utilized without any loss. So that is the mean. And generally whenever you say the purely reactive load, so your phase angle difference will always be done. Consider your inductor and as well as your capacitor. Just for an example, I am just drawing. So we know whenever we look into the phasor relationship, so we know that your so we know that your that the current actually leads the voltage in terms of capacitor, and similarly whenever you take into the inductor side, we know that the current lags the voltage. So the current lags the voltage for the inductor side. So here the current is actually leading, which is basically the capacitor side, and here this is the inductor side. Okay, so you could mention in terms of, so hence it means, so generally the power which is basically consumed by these loads will not be utilized fully. So there will be some percentage of power loss, because of which the utilization of power will not be attained to the maximum level. So there will be some wastage of power. So generally in resistive load there will be full utilization of power, so you don't want to worry about it. And but generally for the reactive loads, either let it be inductor or capacitive loads, the power factor will be slightly lesser than the value. So it depends upon how good your physical system is. So how better you actually design your system, you will be utilizing the power efficiently. Otherwise, you will be losing the power. So in older days, since the design, there was not much identification of these things, but nowadays we have lot of research which is actually going on in this area, so that to reduce the wastage of power. So power should be efficiently used. So in order to reduce that, so a lot of research is going on in the power factor side. So generally, power people, the power system people are working very close to it. So as to increase this thing. So like related to harmonics and a lot of studies are there. So which is actually you will be studying in the later semesters. So as of now, so this is the thing. I hope you got this point. Okay, so this is the introduction about apparent power and power